Good morning, everyone. This is Mrs. Herrera, and I'm going to be going over our classwork for Wednesday, 4.2.3. And again, this is Algebra 1. So we're given a table, and we're given a verbal description also about an auditorium with the row number and the number of seats. So you all been in an auditorium. The seats get wider, longer and longer as you go up. The closer you get to the stage, the fewer seats there are. Okay, so here we go. So 1 goes to 6. Row 1 has 6 seats. Row 2 has 9 seats. Row 3 has 12. And row 4 has 15. All right, so we want to find the common difference. So from 6 to 9, you add 3, you add 3, you add 3 every time. And so the common difference is 3, and we're going to put that right underneath the graph. So what we're doing is we're looking for the common difference, and here we did it with just a little arrow. But if we say f of 2 minus f of 1, you're just going to substitute the values. 9 minus 6 is 3, 12 minus 9 is 3, 15 minus 12 is 3. So now what we want to do is we want to establish an explicit rule. And there's a couple ways to do that. One way is this method, which is you look at the first guideline or the first element of your sequence. A sub 1 is another way we refer to that in math. And you look at your common difference 3. Now that common difference is your slope. We're going to substitute those values into the formula f of n equals f of 1 plus d times n minus 1. And again, we're doing the d minus 1 because we've already accounted for that first element. So f of n equals 6 plus 3 times n minus 1. And so what does that actually give us? Well, if you do 3 times n, you get 3n. Distributing this, you get 3n minus 3. Well, 6 minus 3 is 3, and my 3n, the 3 is my slope. How can I get that without doing that n minus 1? This is my little trick that we always do in Algebra 1. We go back to the 0 term because remember, the y-intercept always happens when x is 0. So when x is 0, what is y? Where do I get that from? I always tell my kids, just go back one place. So moving forward, you're adding 3. Going backwards, you're subtracting 3. So 6 minus 3 is 3. And again, you can check it. 3 plus 3 is 6. It's following in the same pattern. So again, if you don't like this n minus 1 procedure, you can just go ahead and put the common difference in. Figure out what your y-intercept is, and there you go, you have it. It's in slope-intercept form. Fantastic. You can use it to find absolutely any element in the sequence, the 100th term, the 1000th term, and so forth. All right, let's take a little moment to reflect. So again, I do have an ELL class for both Block 1 and Block 3. So here we go. En español, we would say ambos son lo mismo. La función define la secuencia cuando n es un elemento integers. They're positive integers. So the sequence is a linear function. And our domain is, that's n, that's a math symbol, it's an e, that means is an element of. So n is an element of the positive integers, and that is what defines our domain. So how do I fill out a chart? You're given a graph with the various points. This is the number of hats over the number of years. So you're collecting hats. So in year 1, you've already had 10 hats. This is like my husband with the baseball caps. So you start off with 10, and then after year 2, you have to have more. So you get 8 more, and then after 3 years, 26, and so forth. And so the pattern is I'm going up 8, up 8, up 8. That is referred to as our common difference, and it is also a linear function, so that is our slope. How do I go back? Again, you could do that n minus 1. My students prefer this. Go back to the 0 term, and we know this doesn't exist. Year 0 doesn't make any sense, but it does help us to fill out our linear function. So in year 0, how many hats would I have theoretically? I would be going back 8, so 10 minus 8 is 2. Again, going forward, add 8, Going backwards, you would be subtracting 8. And so I get the linear function f of n equals 8n plus 2. Everybody have a great day. Stay safe. There's a quick shot of everything that you need to fill out. And again, please get caught up on any missing assignments and message me with any questions you may have. Have a good one.